Welcome to the Transcend Money community. My name is Tony, and in today's video, we're going to analyze how the situation is looking, both in the crypto markets and the energy markets, because everything is connected right now. Oil has gone up 18% since the war started. Shame, because I've never traded oil, but I missed this one here. I thought it was going to go a bit lower. That's the situation with oil, gold, silver, everything dropping. Interesting. And Bitcoin making the correction we've been talking about since yesterday. Let's see if it connects over here. 1 second. So, what we had from yesterday was this zone. We're going to analyze it as always with the order book. And yesterday we had the forecast. We left off from yesterday. At this point, we have here the resistance, both resistances. We've touched the support 3 times. We bounced. We went back to the resistance we had marked. And after hitting it hard in 1 hour, we went for the second one. Get some context on what's happening. Because obviously we have the Gulf Council, which is basically Oman, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and we could say Iraq too. I think Iraq isn't actually included. This whole area here accounts for 20% of planet Earth's energy, but 40% or more of the Asian market. And for Europe, I think it's 50% of liquefied gas. Basically what we're saying is, since the war started, the Strait of Hormuz is key for so many reasons. Let's discuss it a bit to understand how energy can affect the crypto markets. Obviously, oil and gas are affected. But who gets affected by oil and gas? Well, they're already saying that Pakistan and India have only a few days of oil reserves. India, I think, also has gas problems. Europe is also going to have liquefied gas problems. So they'll have to buy from Russia, but Russia says maybe they won't give them gas. But here, the most important thing I think is China and Japan, because China from the sea, and they don't have rivers, and they don't have rain. Therefore, either they desalinate from the or they get bottles brought from another country as bottled water. But all the countries that are here, including Iran, use more water than what is naturally generated. So you'll say, well, that's nonsense, right? Just keep extracting water from the sea. Well, there's a problem. And the problem is that the desalination plants. I mean, why am I talking about water? Because obviously if there's a water crisis, people are going to leave that area, not even considering the war, but because there won't be enough water. I think Dubai consumes 800% of available water, meaning they practically don't have water. So the problem is that if people leave the main energy production facilities for the Asian market, it's going because then you'd have to bring them back and trust them. Basically what I'm saying is that a drone, a bomb, can quickly destroy the water desalination plants. I mean, it could make people leave not because of the danger. So basically, meanwhile, while all this mess is happening with the energy crisis, Trump is, we already saw it on the Twitter, of the Transcend Money community, pushing the crypto market. We saw it without considering X, which is going to be the money app. But basically the Federal Reserve has approved Kraken and is going to relax the master accounts. For crypto companies, there are many regulations. Aside from all that, BlackRock has said that basically, RWA is the future, everything is going to be tokenized, so everyone's excited for the crypto market to go up because of that. But here's the Trojan horse thing. I'm going to try to connect all this now with crypto, and that is RWA. Real-world assets is basically databases. Right now, Wall Street, treasury bonds. Stocks, bonds, banks are basically bank accounts or an Excel spreadsheet, a grid of numbers. And these computers or databases are very inefficient, or they with RWA is not how we expected it to be within the blockchain, but rather through Wall Street, meaning it's Wall Street that says, this RWA thing you're all so excited about. Great, we'll take it and do it for ourselves. And now I'm going to explain why and how I think that's going to affect Bitcoin prices, crypto prices. Because the thing is, the idea of RWA was permissionless, and we still hadn't found in crypto or blockchain, whatever you want to call it, the way to tokenize the real world. But the thing is that, by default, anyone can interact with those tokens. But BlackRock, through these companies, has created the ERC 3643 protocol, which is the TradFi protocol. Basically, KYC, know your customer, and AML, anti-money laundering. So they're basically making the digital euro with RWA. They're influencing the crypto market to go in a direction where if your wallet isn't approved by a private entity, there are a ton of them here. We've already Merkle Science. The RWA.exe. Basically, TradFi. If TradFi doesn't approve your wallet, with KYC or AML, whatever they want. You won't be able to use those tokens through contracts that aren't the Ethereum standard, but on all blockchains. They're doing it. First, permission to be able to buy or sell. They can freeze it. And also, they can seize it. That's why I call it the Trojan horse. So what we're seeing is that BlackRock has given us the signal. Trillions of dollars are coming to crypto. Trillions, all that. What we're talking about is Ethereum, Solana, Arbitrum, all these blockchains. Many of them are going to have to absorb the data from traditional markets. Right. Through being forced to use a specific protocol on top of the public, permissionless blockchain. They're going to put this new way of making contracts where they have control. I mean, it's incredible, but anyway, that's done. Now let's get to the Bitcoin price. Welcome to the Transcend Money community. I didn't forget that. Welcome to the Transcend Money community. Thank you so much for your likes and the new subscribers. This is the order book, and we're looking at look at this today, 60,000 price levels. So today more money has come in. Huh? More money has come in today. More money is going to come in. Can you hold on while I check this? Because there are more price levels than usual. There's a lot of liquidity in the market today. We've done 18 billion in the last 24 hours with 6.7 million trades. So these are institutional players. Most of the trades have been large in these last 24 hours. So it's institutions that are trading right now. All right, so of these 60,000 orders, here we're looking at the 20 with the highest liquidity, the strong money. Let's call it simplify of the prices where all traders on planet Earth, on Binance Futures, Bitcoin, and USDT, are quite a bit of money around that 70 zone. Let's call it. So now what are we going to do? I'm going to mark all 10. Why? Because all of them have more than 200 Bitcoins, which for me is a very significant amount. That's between $10 and $20 million at that specific price point. And from there, we'll see where the highest probability zones are for Bitcoin to go. Look how spectacular. These are the probability zones that Binance multimillionaires are telling us. And why do I say Binance multimillionaires? Because we're studying how the order book changes every time there's a significant change. This is the DeltaStrike VIP, okay? It's this one here, where besides having it in the order book, we get it on Telegram every time there's an important change. So by studying this history, we know which are the prices of Binance multimillionaires. What do I mean by that? Well, that if there's a price that keeps accumulating Bitcoin, it could be small traders. But if there's a price where suddenly some hold, then we're going to risk heading for the lower zone with bounces and retests and all that. So that's the key point, right? And everyone will be in a different situation, whether coming from a short, from a long. Everyone will have to decide there how to reposition their risk, whether you're in a short taking partial profits or distributing capital or whatever. So for me, that 70 is going to be the key level, which is where we are right now. Right now? So, and you'll say, how do we know what's going to happen? At 100? I mean at 70. And we know it, or they'll decide when the price gets here. What we see here is that this whole zone of 70, 69, 68 is expensive. Or put another way, there are many buyers of Bitcoins at that price. Or put another way, there are many dollars that are now signaling they're going to buy Bitcoin. There, when the price arrives. When the price arrives means when there are enough sellers of Bitcoin who don't care that the price goes down, we'll reach